report and say, there you go.
No, you can go for it.
No, all right. I call this meeting to order. 6:03. Let's do that. Do we need to vote on starting? I always forget that. No, let's do it. Changes and additions to the agenda.
I
just had that
want to just
letter.
add a letter,
Yeah.
for you guys. I sent it to Beth and Christine. I didn't know if I was allowed to send it to everybody by email. I guess on email it's allowed.
You can send it, but you can't, people can't respond.
Got it. Okay, so I just have a letter based on our last meeting to submit as part of like public comment, and just want to have a chance for people to edit it or vote on it and send it off.
Great. So I'll put that under items for discussion.
Or maybe after, or Act 73 updates, because it's sort of related to that.
And you want me to have it printed?
I was gonna say, I have it on my computer. I can always read it.
Oh, yeah, okay. That works.
All right. Any other changes or additions?
I think there'll be no, unless Emily's here, there'll be no student presentation.
I did not see Emily today.
If Ruby's right here, present.
All right.
Thank you.
Approval of October 7th meeting minutes. That was our one with our public presentation as well. Right?
I move to approve the minutes of October 7th, 2025.
Second.
I'll say, I always forget the
All those
direct.
in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain?
I'd like to say that I thought that meeting went really, really well, and I'm really proud of us. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that right now, but I was really proud of us.
We were moving on to public participation and announcements.
Okay,
Perfect.
I was really proud of us. I really felt like that was really advantageous of us to like have a meeting and put ourselves out there and like collect data and be part of the conversation and be proactive as opposed to just like whining and complaining in our own houses. So thank you.
We're still pretty good.
I mean, yeah, we are still good at that, but like
Yes.
not all boards are opening themselves up to having these hard conversations. So thank you. I appreciate that.
And I would say the drama club's haunted house was amazing. They did a great job.
So weird.
And so,
If you ever want a creepy doll collection, this woman right here has the weirdest and creepiest doll collection I have ever seen in my life. They like gouged out eyes.
it was
and, like,
for the
blood.
haunted house.
It was
It
just-
wasn't like something I already had. Okay, let's just say
I walked in, I was like, seriously, Beth, this is disturbing, actually.
Lots of fun. But they did a great job, and we ended up, the 7th grade class was not able to do their food fundraiser, so we kind of beefed up, the drama club beefed up their kind of food selling too, so that was good. So overall, it was a good event, I think, for the club.
Looking forward to lunch with loved ones. It's my favorite day.
And variety show is coming right up on December 6th, so get your acts in line.
No, get your act together.
Yeah.
Come on. That's your line.
Any other announcements?
Is there any public?
Any public?
We have not had any public
Not a
tonight?
public.
No, we have not one public.
All right, then it's on to our administrative.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Administrative report.
I feel like the owls are really close today. They're usually, like, look at Christine.
I know.
I know that's not the owl, but like, it's like right in your
Grace,
face.
what are you doing to me?
You're looking good.
I know, you look
that's
great,
cool.
especially as
That's
you
not
stand.
bad.
There it is.
Oh, let me get to the beginning of it. First.
Christine, you did get my text today, right?
Yes, and I think you should.
Okay.
Yeah. Weigh in at that time. Sorry. Right. Just get it in slideshow. So.
You're supposed to go with that. No,
Lola and Theo are next.
no,
Oh,
it's
gosh,
not,
sorry.
no, no,
Lola, please.
no. You're gonna,
No.
yeah?
No.
There we go.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
All good.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
All right, so the first thing is just a continuation of our awareness celebration. We kicked it off last month with breast cancer, and I got some of the most adorable submissions, probably about 15 of them, of like little poems and works of art and stuff like that. So we're going to display them in the front when you walk in or have a bulletin board, but we're also going to put some in the newsletter. So we'll vote on that. So just bringing that to your attention, this month it's Native American Heritage Awareness and Celebration. So that'll be the next one that we kick off for kiddos. Parent-teacher conferences are happening as we speak. This is the first go around for me, but we made ourselves available. But everything that I'm hearing thus far, there's been some good participation. I know Michael attended one today in support of some teachers, and so I'm hearing just positive feedback about how parents are feeling and what they're experiencing. Right, and always open to anything else, but for me, it's the first time, and I've been hearing good things. I put this in our newsletter, and it's the upcoming events. I know we mentioned one of the things that I got some feedback was not always enough notice, though it's out there, and I know that, but we're also busy as the reminder. So I'm going to keep this in our newsletter, and I may even at times send it on its own, just like, hey, for your own printout, just upcoming, right? That thing, I think that's helpful. It's even helpful for me. Like I went through my own calendar and was like, oh yeah, like this, that, what have you. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because some things that I've heard, so there'll be that available for folks. All right. Next up, so I just wanted to run down some things that are happening kind of from a 10,000 foot view and then sort of boots on the ground and kind of where I am. We've been running discipline reports, so I kind of just listed out here. They're for discipline, attendance, and for tardiness. And what we're doing is I'm running them once a week and handing it over to the SEI MTSS team to look for patterns, to look for data of self-reflection for ourselves, information where we're seeing, are there places we should be that we're not? Are there classrooms? Are there groups of kids? It's being teased out by time, location, event, the author, meaning what classroom is it happening, by gender. So we're just taking a look at what are we seeing discipline-wise, what are we seeing for attendance, and where are ways that we as a group can self-reflect and say, hey, what do we need to do to change? And so I always liked as a teacher this information because for me, I would self-reflect in my classroom. If I noticed that either class I may have been writing up as a referral or certain students, the self-reflection for me is, am I engaging with students enough? Do I have enough activities? Right? Am I just standing and delivering or am I getting involved? So I want to use that data as a building to kind of search for those patterns and those ideas. And then attendance and tardiness, just right to stay on top of that. And I know that's been a focal point for us and for the district. Michael and his team with the SCIs and MTSS are doing a great job of dealing with me and the printouts because I'm doing it once a week and I'm like, right, let's go over it, right? And I know we have a lot going on, but they're taking the time and it's much appreciated to kind of sift through all of that. Just want to give you that heads up. I was happy that we didn't have any students that were ineligible when we ran the report, which was great. What we did is we ran it 2 weeks before the actual ineligibility date so that we could have conversations prior to that. And I feel like that was a little helpful. Harvest Fest out and back was wonderful. That was the first time that I was a part of that. And I said this to the faculty, that was probably singly one of the best days I've had in education. Like it just across the board, that big kids with little kids and little kids dressing up and the work and the activity and the commitment that went into that was fantastic. It was learning outside the classroom and building relationships, and that's what we're doing. Right? So hats off to everyone involved, Tina to classroom teachers and kids that just put the time and effort. So I just wanted to note that. Winter activities, we've started to have a conversation. So we're it's again my first, but the skiing and the aquatic center, I actually put my hat in the ring for a cooking one for those kids that maybe want to hang around. So we're hoping to have a cooking class or activity for them during this time.
Smell good in this.
Yeah. So that's I had my first meeting for that and that went really well. PTO is sponsoring a dance. I believe it's next Friday. So just want to bring that up. I think it's a Kid 5.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a glow stick one or something.
Yeah.
Can I pause really fast just about interactivity? So this will be the first year that ski passes are not provided.
I talked
year-
to John, actually, he told me otherwise.
Yes,
They got a grant.
they
from
got
the
a grant.
foundation.
Grant.
It's gonna be,
Everything's
Status
gonna be the
quo.
same.
Incredible.
Yep.
but can I actually piggyback and have a different question?
Yeah.
So last year it was 6 weeks between coming back and February vacation. This this year it's 7 weeks. So when we had talked about the cross country skiing, we had mentioned Linda wasn't sure if they were going to start first week back
Yes.
or so what's you have
So
to schedule as-
it got dictated, I think, a little bit in regards to, let me just pull that up.
Are you doing cross country skiing on Wednesdays?
No,
Yeah,
we can chat later
Okay.
about the sidebar.
Good.
Like,
Okay.
That's
yeah.
the being did one of our study groups the week of President's Week,
correct.
Okay,
so we might have to end up not going during that week.
and that's the week before vacation.
Yes.
So we just did the first
So
6
we would-
weeks,
Why is
so we
vacation
would
weird
still
this year?
come That first week back.
and then okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep, that's a plan. So thank you. That was the email that I was pulling up.
The state
Yeah.
agreed to- all of the regions, all the areas across the state agreed to the same vacation schedules this year,
Oh,
trying to get to a statewide calendar.
oh, okay.
That's why.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, you're
I hadn't heard that about, that's amazing.
Yes.
I'm
we
so
Just had that
thrilled
meeting. Yep.
to know that for our community.
Yes.
we're-
Oh, absolutely.
Makes a
Thank you, Burn
difference.
Foundation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And John.
Sarah back.
presumably,
And John,
to
yeah,
make that
and
happen.
Burn Foundation's on here again for something. Lunch with the loved ones, you just mentioned that. It's gonna be my first time. I just kind of bring that up because I'm looking forward to kind of seeing
They're
what
the
that
best.
looks like.
They're the
Yeah,
best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The food that's available during the day, is everyone aware? It was in the newsletter, the baskets of, it's amazing. The kids, it's so popular and so incredible. We actually have to put a schedule in place. I think because we just have hordes of kids coming in and grabbing and we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to get to it, but also eating at the right times. And what I mean by that is a kid grabbing a big bowl of something and heading into the gym where they can't eat it or going into instruments. So teaching them the times that they should, right?
Where's
but-
the food coming from?
So that's through a grant as well, through Ian and our cafeteria. It's in all the schools, and they stock it. It just kind of depends on how, but there's all fresh fruit and vegetables, roasted, squash, peppers, apples, oranges, grapes,
So all fruit and veggie stuff.
all fruit and veggie stuff. There also is a refrigerator that's put there so
Yeah,
that we can keep things cool. Kiwis, there have bins of kiwis and stuff, just all things, and the kids are learning.
Yeah, my daughter was talking about, she's like, Mom, there's like fruit and vegetables all the time.
Yeah.
That's what she came
Yeah.
out and said.
So I just, yeah.
Where did
working
this
on
come,
it.
like, how did this happen?
It's a grant.
Yeah, it's,
But like, when did this?
so my understanding, and you probably talk more about it, is I spoke with Ian, we sat down, and there's a grant for all the entire district that he has, and I don't even, he's working hard to even spend of
Is
all
it through
the
the fresh
grants.
fruit and veggie program?
Fresh fruit,
Fruits and veggies, yeah.
yeah,
And so it's a federal grant.
It's federal grant.
so, and
Still
it's,
going.
it's, yeah, it's still going, and
For now.
well, and, yeah, well, and, I mean, he said it will be awesome.
And you get a certain amount of money depending on your grade.
Cool.
So
The
since we
present-
filled
the
those out.
presentation is making a huge difference. The way he's presenting
Yeah.
with fruits and vegetables is very
Mhm.
appealing. And I think that makes a difference because we've had the grant before and
Yeah.
We used to deliver fruits
Yeah,
and
that's
vegetables
a lot
to
of
the
schools
classrooms
do.
on trays, and this is much better.
That's so
This is
cool.
more coveted now.
And can they
Well,
grab
the-
them and go in the sorry? Can they grab them and go in the afternoon if they want to? Kids.
So,
Yeah,
we're
it's
grabbing
all,
these
it's still out there
Mhm.
now, like there's
It's on the
still,
way out of school.
I
Yeah.
saw some pears.
Are the little kids are able to access it?
Yes.
Like it's not hoarded by, I'm just picturing these
Teenagers.
giant seventh and eighth
so
graders.
they also have bins, that they can come and collect stuff and bring to
For the
classrooms.
classroom.
Yeah,
So you
so
can
we
say,
also
"Go
have
up
kids,
apple."
yep. And we also grab some as well and put it in the office, so when there's something out there they can't find, we probably grabbed it a little earlier so that we can make sure that we have some extra stuff.
The whole food situation here is pretty impressive.
It's
It's
true.
actually like on my list though to talk with the kindergarten teacher about, because I'm realizing like, how many times a day are you guys feeding
Yeah.
her? Like, it seems like a lot, but
Yeah.
I just like understand what
Yeah.
the.
I think on the other side too. what's
Yeah.
going on is outrageous.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Actual food.
yeah.
He's about to, Ian, just put this aside, but related, he's, we've been in conversation about SNAP benefits going away and how we were gonna try to support families, and so he has, resources, money enough to, what he's gonna try to do is, we're gonna do some outreach. It's available to any family, but, a couple times a week, there'll be fruits and vegetables and maybe some perishable snacks that families can pick up. package a couple times a week and take home. So that'll be my newsletter this week. So,
Yeah, and you could reach out to the Hartland Food Shelf.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, they would probably.
yeah, I believe the state of Vermont has
They're doing a good job.
is going to close the gap, cover the gap. But I think there's a week or two where families, like, there's a delay in payment, so. Anyway, sorry.
No, good, that's all. The next, starting to look at the schedule for next year, so I just kind of throwing that out there that we have to take a look and kind of see, you know, where we are with different class sizes coming up, class sizes, what have you. So that conversation has just started. The Leader in Me, which is what we we're just talking about, I just want to again sort of promote the great work that's going on with all the students and the time that the elders are putting in and the reception they're getting from the little kids. Partnership is fantastic.
Are there any classes that are single classes, like the 8th grade, current 8th grade?
Only
Only, yes, the 8th grade. The next whole thing's gonna be quick. Minga is a new online pass system for 4 to 8 that we've been working on. Weathersfield uses it now. So the idea is, and what we'll do is we'll have a kiosk, computer in each of the rooms that only will log into Minga, and when you need a pass to go somewhere, you log in and it tracks where you're going. There's a number of features and things that are great. I think overall the data collection for a few things. One, if I'm noticing that Mr. Schaefer, for instance, is always getting a pass out of math at this time during this day, what's that information telling them, right? Behaviors information. So to look at that, our kids meeting up, like whatever the case may be. It's also good for if you have situations where kids shouldn't be in the bathroom hallway type of thing, like if you're doing an investigation or what have you. So you're able to actually block or allow a certain amount of passes a day, whatever the case may be. So I think that is another good feature for it. I'm trying to think. Counselors, if they have a caseload and they have meetings that are coming up, they can actually program in where your passes will pop up electronically at the times for kids or speech and language or whatever as reminders for kids and teachers. So it's the first year we're trying it. I've used it in the past. I really liked it for a number of reasons. So we're taking a look at it for this year to see what that looks like.
Is it happening now?
It's about to happen. So we've been working on the onboarding. We had to do some PD on it. They had to upload everything. Our IT has been working with them. We just had the last meeting today to start the rollout phase.
And each child accesses it through their Chromebook or through
So
the teachers?
They can access through their Chromebook. The teacher, so if you're a student, you can access on yours, or I can issue you a pass. But we're also going to have like a standalone kiosk where a kid can just go over and sign out and then sign back in. Another great feature is it'll have a dashboard that we'll have on our computers as an administrator or in the main office, and it will tell you if a pass, a student has been gone longer than the threshold. So let's say 10 minutes to the bathroom, whatever it is. And they may call up and she's like, hey, you might want to go past the high school bathroom. We're missing somebody. And they may have gone back into class and forgot to sign out, but it's a good reminder and a good extra to kind of be like, hey, just making sure where people are. Science fair. So this is something new. This was born out of doing some of my observations now and actual research goals and projects for faculty. And J.D. Martin, our science teacher, was talking specifically about increasing the vocabulary. That's one of his goals, and sort of exposure to kiddos. And how can we do that? So out of that was born a science fair. So we're going to do a science fair alongside our geography fair that we have, which I'm finding out more about. But the caveat to this science fair is it can include as many kids as it wants, but it has to be a middle schooler and an elementary student so that they partner together and work together. They'll have to submit something, right? Just making sure they're doing the things we want them to do. But they'll have to submit it, and then each step along the way, it'll have some sheets for them to fill out, like what's your thesis, how you're going to do. So kind of guide them a little bit. But what I really want in that continuing leader in me is to have the bigs work with the littles in some sort of science fair.
So
So
it's like 6, 7, 8 plus K through 5.
And
yeah,
Are they paired up already?
So they do have some pairings already that they're working with, so we can go with that, or we can look at, because I think they're gonna do the same thing with geography. I think geography is gonna take this model on and work with kiddos, so the eighth graders will kind of start this. And like I said, if we're in eighth grade, we can be together, but we've got to pull somebody from elementary.
And what if a third grader, say, wants to do the science fair, but their buddy doesn't?
Then we'll find another one. We'll find
Okay.
somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
And all teams, all groups will have, and I don't expect everyone to do it, but we'll see what happens. But each of them should have a adult mentor, right? And it could be that's just like, are you on task? What do you need? Those type of things. So it'll kind of be a whole group effort with the concentration being towards the student collaboration. So that's science fair. I'm gonna jump down book vending machine. I just sent out a proposal for money for a book vending machine, which I've used in the past and I really love. You can decorate it and it's just a giant vending machine that dispenses books. And with our Kocha being good cards, I would love when the student receives, they can get a token to get a free book, but we'll also look at other ways that kids can earn tokens. Within the grant, the machine's about $6,500. Within the grant, I also asked for probably an extra $1,500, which should stop books for 2 years. Right, that should be enough to have. And then if and where we are, whenever that is, to see if that could be part of the budget where for $500 we'll be able to stop the machine for the year. And the last thing is the data, which I think we'll touch on a little bit. For me, looking at data, some questions, some thoughts that I am going to ask or pursue is I'd love to see a robust summer program. And I'd love to see it, and it's not popular, but I'd love to see it within our buildings. And the reason of that is our teachers and our faculty know our students. So I'd love to see make it more participation that way. But something that concentrates as an interventionist in the ELA in the math area with some other fun activities and things that we can do. I'd love to see after school tutoring. I'd love to see a concentration of tutoring, not just a homework club, but something that has meaning and purpose. Whatever that looks like, 45 minutes, half hour, but have certified people that are tutoring kids and pushing for that intervention. And then a math interventionist at the middle school level is something that I'd like to pursue at some point. We don't really have one, and I'd love to see some of that.
What do we have for math intervention now?
So at the lower grades, we have some intervention, but at the middle school level, yeah. So I'd like to see.
We have reading intervention.
So that's where I'm. That's leaders in action. So it's all pictures of our kiddos working with kiddos and adults and stuff. So we have that down by the library, and you can't help when you walk past it just to stop and take a look and see smiling faces and stuff. So I think I'd chat out with you. And there's our robust food program. That's what the kids see in the morning. There's now a fridge in there, but that's kind of what it looks like.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's great. So thank you.
Are kids eating skins of bikinis?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
You just have to eat those skins.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go next and then we're gonna dive into the data reports for the month.
Short there, will you?
So, just to kind of tack on with what Frank was saying, you'll see some of our behavior reports later tonight. It is something that we've taken on as a goal across the supervisory union. And one thing that happened this month, it was bullying prevention month, and Frank brought the administrative team a great idea, which came to fruition rather quickly. And
Yep.
pretty good. We did a anti-bullying video with kids and mostly kids
Yep.
speaking, and it was shared out. So have you all seen it?
No.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, make sure you get it. It's on the website, but we'll send it out. The other thing that we've been doing is diving deep. Well, now that we have a really robust system to look at the data and we've been trained on it and we know how to use it well, we've been digging into the data, and during that process, we found that we needed to tweak the system to really get at what we needed. So that was an adjustment, but I think we've got it pretty close to where we want it. And so this past, at the end of the month, all the administrators brought the data to their teachers in grade level teams. They dug into it to look for trends, to look for students who might be appearing a lot in the data, and meeting about what we can do to support those students. So I think it's having an impact and continue to have an impact, but it's been a really collaborative process, which feels good, having administrators together at the table, noticing things together and talking about strategies. So that is work that is ongoing this year. Absenteeism is another one of our goals. I won't read all of this to you. It's going to be in the newsletter on Friday. I just wanted to bring your attention to it. We have purchased another plugin for PowerSchool. So our MBA is our behavior plugin that goes along with our PowerSchool system. We now have MBA attendance monitor, which will allow parents to log into the system and call their student out for an excused absence, a doctor's appointment or whatever, so that you don't have to call the school. You can still call the school. It will also give alerts to parents when students are tardy more than 2 times. This is more of a problem later middle, high school, kids not getting to class on time, so it will alert parents.
Because it alerts now if for absenteeism.
Yeah, it's an alert tardy as well.
Correct. So that if I just working with the system, what it does currently is a daily attendance. What we're looking to do is what's called meeting attendance, which means per class. So we've just had that, I think, switch flipped so that
Yeah.
now we can do.
It's new. People have access to it. We're going to announce it soon. But you'll see later in the report that we can run attendance data as well.
What is the attendance policy?
For truancy,
Just for
we don't have a policy. We have
Do you have-
protocol.
do you have one in the high school about like, if you miss this many classes, you don't get credit?
I believe there's something to that effect at the high school.
Okay. Is it followed?
So I know that
'Cause ours wasn't followed. for a very
I
long time.
think
Yeah.
we're working on that.
Yeah.
We're working on following up. When we redid the behavior matrix this summer, we put in there, cutting class is an issue, tardy for class is an issue. So real kind of strict guidelines on it and what happens if you tardy this many times
Yep.
or cut this many cut classes, the consequence. So it's about getting the reporting mechanism to work correctly, and then having the follow through on kids that are not following or not showing up to class enough. But I'll follow up with Kate on that.
And
specific
for,
question.
for here,
Mhm.
where it's K through 8.
Yeah.
Do we, is there an attendance policy?
So again, it's more of what we have in place as a protocol. So for two parties to a class, in the 6, 7, 8, because the 4 and 5 is sort of low cost, type thing. They're according to the matrix is a disciplinary consequence for that. And that's what I was saying is when we went in to look at that, what we noticed, at least here in Hartland, we were able to only manage tardy to school by daily. Now the switch that needed to flip was what they call by meeting, which means by class. And so I actually just got an email earlier to check it. So once that's in place, then teachers will take absent, tardy, whatever type thing. Then I will run a report once a week on Fridays for the Monday MTSS meeting to say, okay, so and so was late twice too. What's the consequence?
Yeah.
So, and then we also have an attendance meeting that's looking at tardies to school and absentees. So that 3, 5, 7, 10 triggers a response, whether that's from the nurse, the counselor, the admin, or what have you. We have those things in place so that we can set meetings up about support.
Got it.
Right? What do we do to help support to get you?
Because many of the absentee issues is not
Yes.
just student issue.
No.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Right. And so when you do that wraparound and you're getting to that, 7 to 10, what do we need to do to help support the family?
Yes.
Maybe, do you want to wing it?
I just wanted to let you know that the auditors were here in October. I shared this at the SU meeting, but I think it's important to share out. We had no material findings.
Hey,
Again, yeah, I know, it's pretty
no
incredible.
one's embezzling anything. Nice one.
No, we'll put the reports up on the website when they come in.
Need to be worried about these things.
It's, I feel very fortunate to work with the, business department that we have. They are thorough. They do the job really well. I don't have to worry about our finances. Deanna, is the controller, and she, if we're off by a penny, she is hunting it down. So it's pretty impressive, pretty impressive. And the auditors were very complimentary of, she had everything ready for them. And when they had questions, people were available to answer. So that is very good news. Just to bring this to your attention, I'm not going to read you this report, but I want you to know that it is out. It is on the AOL website, which is the preliminary findings and recommendations from the Commission on the Future of Public Education. And they are continuing to meet. I believe they met yesterday. I believe they met again, and they were going through the results because this report is due to the legislature in December. So it's worth a read. It's not that long. It's not in final form yet, but the other thing, just I'm sure you've heard, but I want to just say it out loud. There are 3 maps. They're not all maps, or there are a couple of them are just plans, really, or proposals so far that are being discussed. One is around CTEs, which would be, I think, 13 CTE districts or supervisory units.
Technical, that's
Career tech.
career
Yeah.
tech
Yeah.
center.
Yep, there is a plan or proposal for a BOCES, which is for Cooperative Educational Services, for the regional areas in the state, the 5 regions. And with that proposal, there is talk of strategic mergers. What that means, I'm not quite sure. Where it makes sense, I guess people would merge. That is the Board of Cooperative Educational Services. They exist in a lot of states. We do have one, actually. You all voted to be part of the first BOCES in Vermont. And it's a way for things to be streamlined. Like, for example, if you're in a BOCES, you could run all of your payroll out of it. You could order all of your supplies out of it. You could coordinate all your transportation out of it. Typically, BOCES are really supportive of special education and special education services and special education needs, like psychological testing. You can run all of those things through a BOCES, and it is cost effective. So there is one plan that involves BOCES. And then the last plan that's just kind of evolving right now is around strategic comprehensive regional high schools. And I don't think there's enough information in that plan. I know that plan splits up
I can tell you.
our supervisory union. I know that Heather said that she had a meeting last night with Rebecca Holcomb, and Rebecca Holcomb was going to report some of what she found. So Heather, you want to?
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
So last night, Mountain Views, which is the district I teach in, they called and had Rebecca Holcomb there, and they also had Allison Clarkson and Charlie Kimball. And the meeting started out with Rebecca sort of explaining all of these things. And I just want to let you know that when she got to number 3, which is the strategic regional high school, her words were, "This plan was just half baked, and it's really actually not even on the table." And what they were doing was they just asked the group to create a map where if they did strategic high schools where you only had to drive 30 minutes, what that would look like. And so somebody put together this map and was like, here's what it would look like. And then they just floated that out. And she said she feels really bad about the anxiety that was caused by this and all the craziness that happened because of it. But her exact words were, it was just a half-baked thought process to think about what that would look like. So this task force is doing their very best. I am glad that I was there. That was actually not the purpose of why I was at that meeting, but I'm glad I was there to listen to her because she's pretty great. And her words were like very uplifting, and she was very, very, very complimentary about the fact that like the district that I work for, this district and Hartford have already started a conversation about like number 2, which she felt like was the best idea out of all 3 of these. Like this idea of like, if there are mergers that people can do and are all willing to all go in on doing it, like strategic mergers was the word. And like the fact that like these 3 districts have already started, she's like, we've read your letters, we read everything. We really appreciate all of this. And like, we're looking, to do this. And she said, our job is to literally give out maps. Like we're not here to fix the finances or anything else. Just give maps. And like, then our hands are clean. Like we're done. And so she spoke very strongly about how this timeline is crazy and how like she has no idea how this is going to happen, especially with like legislature and how this is supposed to pass. So it gave me a different perspective. And so if any of you want to hear all of this, it was a recorded board meeting, please go and listen to her and the questions that were asked, and just her explanation of everything it made me feel a whole heck of a lot better about the state of education. Yes, love.
Was this mass hysteria around the email that was sent to Woodstock parents with maps included in them?
Oh yeah.
So somebody that I work with was like, have you seen these maps? Like, these are crazy. I'm like, I don't even know where you got this map from. And the whole thing was like, this seems like they're like almost fear mongering and I could see why people would be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Because I looked at the map, I'm like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Who sent
But
the
isn't it
Sherry.
my superintendent? But I have to tell you, as much as I was like, oh my goodness, this is horrible, this map, I am so thankful because you know what? It got everybody riled up.
Yeah.
Everybody is in this conversation now because nobody wants districts broken up. Nobody wants this, that, and everything. And so like, as much as, and maybe that was the plan, maybe, I don't know, but like, I'm glad that map got leaked out or whatever. I mean, it was purposely put out there.
It sounds
It's
like
not, it's not secret.
No,
I
it's not secret at all.
No.
But I'm glad that it got put out there because like, look at how fired up everybody is now.
Yeah.
We're like, what are you doing? So it's
I've
great when
got
we get
the-
everyone involved.
I put the report
Thank you.
from the commission and the link for links in my newsletter on Friday. Not to rile people up, but people need to be informed.
They do.
So, and it's a lot to look through.
Sure.
A lot of people have time to look.
It's a lot to
But-
look through.
It is a
Yeah,
lot.
but I should at least be informed. So that's great, Heather.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I encourage everybody, honestly, go to the Mountain Views website and watch the meeting. You can also watch a really great speech by me later on.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the data report. Switch my screen.
Do you want to talk about our letter now, or would you rather save that for discussion just while we're on the topic of Act 73?
You're in charge here.
That's fine if people's minds are better focused that way.
So we met obviously October 7th and told everybody that we would be submitting a letter. If you look on the AOE website, there's just, streams of public comments, like links to people's name, and there's several school boards. And so I think the idea here would be just to submit this. So is it possible can you pull up what I emailed you on there so people can read it, but I'm happy just to also read it aloud. So to the members of the Vermont School Redistricting Task Force, on behalf of the Hartland School Board, we are writing in response to the ongoing discussions regarding redrawing of Vermont's school district maps. At our public meeting on October 7th, we invited residents to share their perspectives and priorities concerning the future configuration of school districts. We heard clearly from Hartland residents that maintaining meaningful local governance is a top priority. Hartland values having a voice in decisions that affect our children's education and supports a redistricting plan that uses supervisory unions as opposed to districts to maintain that local input. While we are committed to partnering with our neighboring towns to build sustainable and high quality educational opportunities, we recognize the logistical and financial barriers to creating a large regional high school. In the absence of such a school, our residents want the ability to identify local educational opportunities that serve their particular children's and families' needs. We appreciate the thoughtful and complex work of the task force and hope that our community's perspective can contribute meaningfully to your deliberations. So I think the two things I tried to capture was governance, and I tried to capture choice without using the word choice, because no one wants us to use the word choice.
It's good.
That's great. Thank you.
It is.
Okay, so if you guys are all comfortable with that, I think we can put it on letterhead and submit it, right? Okay, and I don't know if you guys, I don't know how it works in terms of admin adding their names to things, but
I don't think we.
I don't think it was coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're cool too, you know. We are school board.
some of the school board letters that I looked at
have
had admin on them, and so,
Yeah,
but I don't,
I'm not opposed
I'm not
to
opposed
it
to it.
at all.
I'm not opposed to.
How did you send it, Hannah? Is it-
I emailed it to you and
Oh, yeah.
Beth.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to like
It's
forward
a
it from
Word.
my work email
Yeah,
because I
it's a
can't
Word
get on
document.
Gmail on my
It's a Word
computer.
document, so we can get this, we can get it on letterhead and get it sent.
Broken back. Yeah. Everyone from the
I've seen them that they have.
working.
Okay, thank you.
So.
And thank you so much, Hannah, for playing.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of the
So
work.
we're gonna get it on letterhead.
Okay,
and-
and then just submit. I just feel like that, I just want to make sure that if anybody from Hartland looks, they know that we like actually used that to inform. And it seems like
Absolutely.
those
Thank
are
you
the
for
things people
keeping us-
felt most strongly about. Yeah, I don't know how much it will impact.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Right.
Slideshow. Here we go. All right. So, I can come up with tag team maybe?
Yeah.
This is the, these are wildly important goals. And this year we're measuring, P3 with DIBELS, which is the screener we selected under, the literacy law Act 139 that we're required to have. Which is a great screener, by the way. For looking up and information that helps us. And then we star assessments for other assessment tools. So,
Although I was finding with some of my students, their scoring does vary significantly on the topic of the reading. And so we had significantly higher scores when students were like read as something about trees and foliage, like they knew about this.
Yeah.
And then there was another one about, maybe it was
just
about oceans, something or other. And it was something that like was much more farther afield from anything they would know.
Well,
It's
so
just like, what
interesting.
can you do?
it's also
Yeah.
like if it's a topic of interest, when I was a
Yeah.
teacher, like if it's a topic of interest, they always score better.
Yeah.
Although that's what speaks to like the bias of like IQ testing, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like that it's like so cultural.
And it's always important to remember. It's just like a snapshot
It's a
of that
snapshot
child.
of a day.
Very-
That was
On that- on
that
that
was
day.
breakfast.
Yeah.
All right. So these are the DIBELS, these are the DIBELS scores from the beginning of the year. And all the students in intensive support in the red, by law, their families get a letter letting them know that they are in need of support, and then interventionist plans. So can you see it?
Is that just boys? Is that what it says?
No, it's not.
No,
I know,
It's
sorry,
an acronym. It's an
boy.
acronym.
Yeah, it's not.
Bring
Just the boys.
Just the boys.
It's an acronym. So,
Okay.
it's not just boys. So,
beginning of year.
this is
Beginning of year.
Beginning of year, very
This
good.
is the-
Come on,
yeah,
man.
Beginning of year. Oh, well done.
Just the last. Hey.
Well done. So, that's where we are. We will obviously still, we'll update these in mid-year and like see, a good amount of progress. A lot of these kids are just coming to school, so it's their first time being assessed and make it better.
How often do they do this?
DIBELS 3 times a year.
3 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay. When is the next one?
End of January.
Mhm.
Yep. So. All right, star reading. So these are from year to year. And as you can see, there's, the percentage of students proficient at or above benchmark, which is proficient or above in green, has increased slightly from last year to this year. Knowing that, this is school-wide and you're not dealing with the same exact
Cohort.
same children, but it does give you information. And it's moving in the right direction, so. And then then we break it down by, grade bands. 3 to 5, which, it was quite a, impressive jump from last year to this year. Anything to add, Frank?
No, not for this one.
Okay. 6-8, a decrease. I think, again, it's not the same students, but definitely something to pay attention to.
I'm thinking that maybe with some consistency with ELA and that realm, having those kids for 3 years, right? And within the great teacher that we have, let's say in August, just if that continues, I think that does have impact when you're going from teacher to teacher from different people. So,
And we have not had consistency for the past few years in middle school ELA,
yeah.
but, have a great ELA teacher.
Yeah.
Currently,
So
so.
this is awesome.
All right, and, math, you can see we pretty much stayed the same. Math is definitely a focus
This
for
seems
us.
to be a sell for the need for that interventionist.
Yes.
That's where that came out. Yeah.
This is school-wide. This is, not great, and, you know,
What
it's
curriculum
not,
are you using again?
we are using Eureka
Eureka
Squared,
Squared.
Eureka Squared. And we have built in, I know, last year at Windsor, one of the strategies we used, in middle school and high school math was to implement a spiral review, which is a review of all of the skills, you know, consistently every day, which increased the, Windsor middle school and high school math scores by a significant amount. So we are implementing that across the SU, and, we'll anticipate that that will also help improve scores, so.
So with our
Yeah.
math scores, is our 8th graders in this, or are they ended up being in like the high school since they're in geometry? Like, do those geometry kids get measured?
Algebra.
This is just,
Algebra, sorry.
this is
They're still middle school. Middle school.
Yeah.
school-wide. Hartland, when they take the STAR assessment, the algebra kids, don't take it here, correct?
I don't, since I wasn't, I don't know.
It would just be interesting because those, you would think those would be
Right.
higher achieving math
I'm
kids.
almost positive they take them here, because they would certainly have to take the ELA here.
You think they take them here?
I think they do.
Would make
Find
sense
out.
if they do, but I don't.
Okay.
How many are going over for algebra, like 4 or 5?
4 this year, right?
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
But there was a whole class of them last year.
Yeah.
It's just such a small thing.
Okay. Find out. So that's school-wide.
Nothing broken down.
This is grades 1, 2, so a decrease, and it's not apples to apples, but 21% proficient in math is something to focus on.
Yeah.
That's not a high percentage of kids who are proficient in math.
And this isn't breaking down like the weak areas specifically.
It can, the teachers can dig in, yeah.
You tease it.
Yeah.
But that's sort of, again, thinking about a robust summer program, tutoring after school, and math intervention is sort of like looking at the state and having a conversation, kind of getting that started and see.
We have, I feel like Eureka is fairly new.
Eureka Squared is new,
Square.
but Eureka was in place for a long time now. I think it's, you know, conversations that we've been having with staff.
And I'm not saying it's the curriculum's fault because that's.
Well, there are lots of factors,
Yeah.
right? But one thing that we're really working on is, in our professional development time, their grade level teams coming together to talk about the curriculum and, to make sure that we're all using this, you know, same assessments and not just pieces of it, but, so those conversations are happening. So that impacts the data as well. 3-5, pretty consistent. 6-8. Frank, any hypotheses here?
I don't have my thoughts, but I love the jump, and I think something to build on when we talk about where we want to see that intervention and not having some at middle school. I think that makes that number. I like the jump out of see.
So we break it down by demographics. So this is, reading, free and reduced on your left, and, non-free and reduced on the right. And you can see that,
Can you? I just love it. You're like,
Yeah.
it's like the scroll here.
That is cool, right.
so.
The doorknob.
Yeah. Exactly. So you can see a slight gain in the, non-free and reduced, and pretty static with, free and reduced from last year to this year. But there is a pretty significant gap between free and reduced and non-free and reduced, so closing that gap has been a consistent challenge for decades across the country, and we have not, successfully closed it. You're still laughing at me.
No.
No,
We're on to-
we're looking at the next one.
This
We're
is math. And again, a pretty large gap between, free and reduced students, or students who qualify for free and reduced, and students who don't. So definitely something to focus on. These are students, on IEPs. The proficiency rate, so slight increase, but
Yes, but that's also why they're on night.
that's also why they're on an IEP. And you know, when you think about the data of students on IEPs, you know, the goal is to get students off IEPs, and when they do come off IEPs, they're not represented in the data anymore. So it's, yeah, complicated, but this is math, so a pretty, you know, not that the percentage of proficient is great, but there has been growth around. So here's the attendance data that we were referring to in the reports we're getting now.
Christine, can I ask you one more question? So remember at the SU board meeting, I brought up the question about STAR with, you know, like timers and students knowing about like the, you know, hitting the button that reads the questions to them, like are students accessing these things?
Yeah.
And, you know, like, how the testing, like how things are being set up and things like that. Cause a lot of this does matter. And, you know, like watching for students who are just going like this. Yeah. And being like, nope, we got to do this again.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that like,
Yeah, it's definitely, on our radar.
Yeah.
I know that question was asked, and Bridget was gonna look into that. I think she said all students had access to that, ability to
to read?
have,
But-
the.
But are they?
Math,
Like,
right, are they?
that's the
Right.
thing is like,
Right.
are teachers being like, no, like,
But it is a setting, so I mean, the administrator has to go in, let it be the classroom or the teacher to have unlimited time and have
Yes.
this read to you.
you got it.
Those are things that are
And I
not
think-
automatic.
And like, we've found that like students who do the STAR test, they'll do the reading, and then when they get to the math and they see, you know, reading words,
Yeah.
they're all of a sudden
They
like,
shut down.
they're done.
Yeah.
And so if they know that they can just put on headphones and hear it, and like it's acceptable and it's not like weird, and
Yeah.
teachers are like encouraging it, actually,
It makes a difference.
it will make a difference.
Yeah.
So, because it's there, why not use it?
I'll check in with Bridget
Yeah.
on that as well.
Do they all take it at the same time in a classroom, or are they doing it like station, like how?
For the most part, take it at the same time.
Well, yeah, and within a classroom, you have your classrooms, you have it broken down into those that may have accommodations and.
Dibbles is a little different.
Yeah.
It's more individualized, but
How does it work for the littles with the computers? Like, there's,
They don't use those.
well, no, like,
Well,
like
start
my
testing
children are
starts in
currently, like,
third.
they don't have.
Yeah.
we don't
It
have-
starts in third.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
And Dibbles is,
for ELA, it's Dibbles,
Okay.
it's individual.
Mhm.
For STAR testing, I think we agreed, think back for a minute, that
I saw 1, 2 was on there
it's 1,
somewhere,
2, so in math, it starts at, we don't do kindergarten in
Mhm.
math and STAR. We are looking, they start, yeah, not in the fall. So we've made the decision to use Dibbles, for ELA, and it's Dibbles, oh gosh, the online
It'll come to me as a type of dibbles or type of.
Yeah, we moved to Dibbles. So the teachers still work individually with students, but it's an online, it's not.
It's
paper
online
pencil.
scoring.
Yeah. And so they're
But
looking,
it's the kids not manipulating it.
correct, the kids are not. So it's a more accurate assessment.
I just wonder if with the one, two, if that's staying or one, two, like.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because our school doesn't, we just start third.
Third.
Yeah, well, we're looking at moving to,
And they get panicky in third.
a different math screener, which is, when I think of the name. I'll
Universal
tell you.
number screener.
No, it'll come to me, but we're looking at changing math to, the early grades, so that's great. To the early grades, just for that reason, so. Okay, this is our attendance data. You're at 97%, student, attendance, which is great. Yeah. So you can see, I don't know, this is tardy excused and tardy unexcused, and that's mostly at the beginning of the day, Frank.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah,
what
it's
percentage of
beginning.
those are before 8:20.
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly what that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting, the difference between tardies and unexcused from middle schoolers. Is it just because they're getting their own bus out the door and they're not relying on their parents as much?
Well,
Speaks to frontal lobe development.
I would say that would be.
Frank has a great, plan that he's running the data weekly and,
Yeah.
No, I mean, like,
Tardy,
tardies are just that first 10 minutes.
what is,
I think it's tardy.
so, sorry, I'm just gonna find out what that double screener is. That's
You
just,
know,
She's a brilliant.
I think just looking at attendance, as you're looking to do that, I think the activities and the leader, the things that we're doing are not only keeping kids to, but wanting to come to school. Like, I really think the morning meetings and the things that we're doing, I think really help in the celebrations, because kids are getting, like, kids this week, like, we haven't had a meeting because we had something last week. Why don't we have that meeting, to celebrate or to talk
Yeah.
about being good? And the work that's being done with Leader and me and just the groupings, I think really is helping kids be excited about coming in and a purpose and a place.
Awesome. This is middle school. Yep.
Mhm.
And then, this is just a kind of a overview of the behavior data. This is a piece of what we can see and what staff can see, but these are, average logs, and staff and, both certified staff and support staff are able to log behaviors.
What's the system that you're using to log your behavior?
It's, MBA.
And
Behavior plugin through Power School. So we've got, this is the average logs per month in the elementary and the middle separated. October's data, I will say, when we ran it, it was not, the whole month wasn't over yet, so
Yep.
there was still a week and a half.
There's still time.
There's still
they
time,
still can
so-
get someone under the
It's
wire.
averages, it's not.
Yeah.
Total.
I mean, some of the things that we, have, well, I'll get to it in a minute. These are where and staff can dig in to their own classroom data and see where the most incidents are happening. Classroom, playground in elementary.
I want to know what's happening at 11 PM and 12 AM.
Those are user error. We're putting in-
What is going on
Yeah.
here?
Most incidents.
Yeah,
are
right. What is
hallway, playground, classroom. Time of day is typically around lunchtime.
Yeah.
Those are those unstructured times. These are well, I think these are mixed up a little bit, so. This is by time of day, but there's the location there, so just
Yes.
forgive us. This is time of day and location.
Okay.
So you can see, yeah, it's flipped.
Are
Um,
teachers consistently using this, or are
Yeah.
some using it more than
We're
others?
working really hard.
Yeah, I will say to give the teachers a lot of credit. We've emphasized it, that this is the reporting system, but I think, to be honest, when I run this report, I do put administrative response on there, just it says, follow up, whatever.
Mhm.
And I think for a teacher to see that and for us to self-reflect as administrators to show, okay, hey, we need to pick it up also. If we're asking them to write in and put these log entries in, and we need to make sure that we're being consistent in this response, right? So it holds everyone accountable. And that was how I presented it when we sat through a meeting was, looking at Michael and myself and saying, we need to do a better job and look at the responses. And even if our follow-up was there, we didn't report it, which means you're not hearing back from us, right? That's a communication thing. That's what that helped us. So yes, I think the teachers are using it. And I think as this process starts to mature, we start to understand a little bit between what is data collection versus a need for a response, right? You throw a pencil at me, that's probably a data at a student or something. That's a data collection, a conversation. I might not need a response, but if I have 3 of those in one class, which is a new feature for us now, where you can kind of turn it into a minor to a major, that data collection before, if you didn't do that, right, then I'm like, well, that's the first time I'm hearing about it. Or as a parent, right, I shouldn't be the point of the spear of first impact. When I call you, you should have heard from somebody if it was a 3rd or 4th time of an incident. So that's what we're holding each other accountable and supporting teachers.
One of the things we noticed when we were digging in was, when we worked really hard on the behavior matrix with outlined specific behaviors that happened. They didn't necessarily align with what was in the app itself. So we've cleaned that, like every behavior that's in there is in the behavior matrix.
Are you also, so, and this is just a conversation for my own interest, that like we have students that are like the high flyer behavior kids that are on behavior management plans, maybe IEPs. Are you still collecting that level of data on them, even if they're having like other data
Depends.
collected
I
elsewhere?
mean, if a student's on a behavior plan, there's often a individualized data collection going on with that student. So not necessarily, but sometimes.
Yeah, it
No, I
depends
mean, that's,
on.
we've just been struggling with trying to figure out
Yeah.
how are we, because I mean, I have some students that like, I could be spending an hour and a half a day putting in matrix, you know, like.
Oh, absolutely, right? You can
You know, so
continue to
like,
go
how are
through.
we,
Yeah.
how are we balancing that?
Some of it might be you collect something, let's say you have a kid that you have that behavior plan data collection. You might have all of that at the end of the day and then create one log.
Yeah.
That will help capture what
I
that
can't
is.
remember what happened at 8:15.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's fair.
It's hard. But people are doing a really good job. And as Frank said, at the administrative level, when a log comes in and it's a minor, there's really not an administrator response. But if it's a major, the administrators, they've all agreed, they will put their response in and it gets sent back to the teacher. So there's follow through, which is great. This is subtype. These are going to change the next time you see this because we changed the codes to match our matrix, but most of the infractions were defiance, disrespect, disruption. There's some physical contact or unwanted aggressive behavior. That doesn't mean fist fights, drop dead, fighting, but you touch somebody, yeah. Middle school as well. And that is the last slide in the data report, but you will, we'll bring this back to you again mid-year and at the end of the year so you can see our progress.
And I'm happy at any point, like, because I'm running them weekly, right? Like I'm just kind of doing them. And so if there is a question somewhere along the line that you'd like to know, I'd be happy to just run a smaller version of that if that answers questions that you might have.
A lot of times when you dig in, you find that there are a handful of students creating a lot of the logs, and that is information where that you can take and look a little deeper and put supports in place for those particular tabs.
Yeah, I mean, I know Justin, without saying, but Michael and I actually have a schedule of places we are at certain times because of the data, right? Like he has his class that he goes through at whatever time, and I have mine. And sometimes it might be a quick conversation about parent meetings, like, hey, can you take my 9 o'clock walkthrough in this class because we don't, right? And it's supportive of everybody, and so that's how we're using it.
And somebody asked about already like certain teachers putting in more, because like some of those are like sort of subjective, right?
Yeah.
Like disobedience, like like trying to be more consistent with.
Yep.
Yeah, disrespect is really hard.
Yeah, it's like
Some people do.
Yeah.
Some people.
Yeah, what do some people like to just control or take care of on their own versus?
Yeah, I mean, that's always something that goes to classroom management, it goes to threshold, it goes to a number of things. I remember as a teacher, I always kept everything within my own, and I called for administrative support one day and 3 people showed up, and it was only because like a window fell out and I just needed someone to come, but everyone showed because you normally, so you get to learn that as administrators is working, and the communication part of it, really, that's what it is. Like, hey, I saw that you wrote this up. Do you need me? No, I got it, but I wanted you to make sure that you're aware of it, right? So maybe you can walk by. And so it helps increase the communication we should be having.
Act 73 updates.
Well,
Anything the other letter?
the letter and others, update, that's all we have tonight.
Onward, budget discussion. Preliminary.
Let's not dive too deep into this.
Preliminary. So, we can share that, Larry and I have been working, to look at our numbers to make sure that we are in compliance with class size minimums, which go into effect next year. And I'm happy to say that Hartland is in compliance, so that is good news. And I think preliminarily Frank has met with Larry
Mhm.
and your budget advisory committee is in the works.
Yeah, I asked for feedback, so that I sent out a little survey to the teachers, sort of like wants, needs, the wish list type stuff. What don't I know? What do I need to know? Like everyone wants to share past history, the conversations they had. So it's hard when you've been here 2 months to take a look overall, sort of globally. But I do know, again, the interventionist that comes out of the data that I was reading. Knowing that we have different class sizes, a schedule, algebra, like all of that stuff. So it's hard to kind of step into that and be as fluent, as educated as I want
Don't know
to
what
be.
you don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. I know I can tell you that I do have like a little wish list coming, but it's going to be for as I start to understand more and see where we're going, that places where I feel I'd like to bring some things forward to say this is what we're looking at and this is what I think we need, or subtract or whatever the case may be.
I mean, the one with this small class size, our tuition dollars are going to drop compared to.
Yeah, they are.
As they have a bigger class leaving and a smaller class entering.
Yeah.
So that'll help a little bit.
Yes.
But as I'm looking at the budget book, I mean, we're looking right now at a 4.54 increase.
That's
overall.
really no changes. It's just
Yeah,
carry-
exactly.
carry
That's what I
over.
mean, when I look
It
at
feels
it, it's
okay,
basically
right?
just like.
But is
it
that
feels
the
okay.
tuition sheet in that budget book? The numbers look like they're pretty much the same as the year or last year.
Depends how many you're graduating and how many you're going in, so
Yeah.
it could have been a small.
You said the 8th grade though this year for next year's budget, because that's what's going off. For those numbers, it should be smaller than what it is, right?
It depends how many you're graduating. So if it's offset by how many 12th graders are leaving and how many 9th graders are entering the system.
Oh, okay.
So like
if it's a
15.
similar number, you're not gonna see a lot of cost savings. If you're graduating a really large class in 12th grade and sending a smaller, you'll see savings, but that should be in there somewhere. Yeah. So that's preliminary. I think last year the board gave some guidance around trying to stay under the threshold, which is still a
We have a
thing,
threshold?
and we didn't make it.
We didn't, and I would say, I think that's still guidance we would like to
Okay.
try to. I mean, I'm not want to speak for everybody, but whatever we can do, but
Yeah.
I also want to see a
That's
quality.
Right.
per student.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Do we have has anyone named a threshold yet?
We got to.
State got
Not
anything yet?
Not that I know
So
of.
that's 4% or whatever without going over the threshold and then paying
I don't know.
double that.
Nobody knows.
No
We
one
don't
knows yet.
know what that number is yet. We should know soon, in December.
Yeah, 4.54.
But is that 4.54 saying that's 4.5 more than last
Your
year?
budget's not
Yes.
that much.
Yes.
Okay.
Your budget's not
That's
that much.
That's it.
Yeah.
Does that
includes health
include
insurance?
the?
Oh, yeah.
That
Just
includes
regular
it.
pay
Yeah.
increases for.
That's really, to be honest with you, going through
That's nothing.
That's the 4%.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, if you go through just it's,
Let's
yeah,
add some things.
salaries are a 4.8%
Ah,
increase.
yes.
Last year we were
Yeah.
okay too, but then once they put in the threshold, then
Yeah.
every dollar we were paying over 18.5.
And then they slashed it. Remember near the end, then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they like,
Here's a little
Okay.
money.
yeah, they're like, oh, by the way, we're gonna
And
bring
health
it down. a
insurance
couple.
is up 6%, so.
Yeah.
We're
Last
overall,
7.3.
Last year, we had fewer staff, but our insurance costs were more.
It depends what
Even
people, what
with-
plans could be.
What
What
people
staff.
choose.
So, So the budget work is in the works. I don't, Frank sent out a survey to staff. I know in the past we had a budget advisory committee made up of some community members.
Yes.
Is
That was
I-
helpful last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I have that on the ready to send out in a nice little thing. Larry gave me times that he was available, because he was meeting with folks, right?
Yeah.
So I will.
You want
make
to get
sure
that? Yeah, I
get
think
that out.
on the dates, I was at a non-Scotty board meeting last night, so the plan is to bring the draft budget to the next meeting, December, so you want to schedule those meetings this month, yeah. And it's probably 2 meetings. Yeah, not a lot, so we'll plan to come back next month with, I mean, you can see the budget, it's in draft form, the budget book is live, and Larry sent you all that email, but that's a starting place. So Frank's mentioning an interventionist at the middle level, that's not in there.
Yeah, we're not adding a fourth grade teacher then?
That is not reflected in
In
that
that
budget. That's just.
Or maybe
carrying
Frank
over.
comes to us with that.
Yeah,
Frank may come to you.
no, I'm
Yes.
saying,
He can have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
we had like plan.
We had a plan
double
double 12.
Remember Hannah's plan?
Yeah.
Hannah's plan, Hannah's plan, let's just cut it all.
Everybody.
Just cut everybody.
Cut the teacher's health insurance.
Cut it all. But we just called it Hannah's plan.
We'll do a plan A, plan B,
Hannah's
and
plan.
see if you
Yeah,
want
I'll make buttons.
with additions or cuts or whatever.
Because it went to the
On
SRG.
sheet,
Yep.
if you can change in real time. That's the-
Yeah, I have, after this
That would
preliminary,
be
I
the
have a way to try to
It's weird because what district?
put something in there with
Yes.
a reduction of another.
So-
Okay.
Different than. I guess.
Do we have a PE teacher yet?
We don't, at
Know
this
anybody?
time, if you know anybody, I've made calls to schools. We have somebody that was interested, but, graduated in December from Norwich, but has decided to wait to take on full-time employment until into the next school year, but is interested.
I know.
What's that?
They don't want to just come.
I kind of went through that as well, and,
Frank is making it work for now.
Who's the paras have been subbing and stuff?
we have we're splitting, the time, so it's not just one person, so that they still can carry on some of the other duties that they have. So one person taking middle school, one person taking elementary, and when they're not doing that, they're in classrooms, so they're kind of still being able to.
This is PE, right? Yeah. Do we, next agenda on hearing budget,
Yes.
student report?
Yeah, I will work on
That's
getting a
right.
student report.
Okay.
Yep, we've been in conversation.
Can we keep Act 73 updates on
Yeah.
our agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're meeting, our date is December
Second.
2nd. Thank you.
Oh, that's my husband's birthday.
No. Guess
Oh, I
what?
was gonna go.
Bring cake.
He's turning 15.
Oh,
Bring
yeah.
cake.
You don't have to be here.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I may.
You can skip.
You can
He's
skip.
actually gonna be really upset at me that I just announced that. in the meeting.
Congratulations, your first grade. 50 and fabulous. Go, go, go.
Yeah, I think the big focus will be the budget.
Budget, yeah, we'll be done.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do like an ABC and
Yep.
plan.
Yeah.
You like, and a Hannah plan.
And I'll-
The Hannah plan is like,
Yeah.
just cut everything.
It's a machete.
Just me and a family out there.
Yeah.
I know, Adam's like,
He's so cute.
he's just adjourned the meeting.
Do we have an executive session?
You do not.
All right. So, does it? when
I
everyone
move
has-
to end tonight's meeting.
Second, all right. I call this meeting adjourned. Oh, we need to vote.
We need to vote.
All.
Aye.
I would like to end this meeting.
I don't know, if Lauren
Aye.
keeps talking, he's never gonna pay attention.
We are adjourning at 7:17.
Thanks,
Great.
Great job, Matt.
So that,
Yes, you're still doing Nordic Rock.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah.
What dates? To be determined.
Okay.
I have a Hartland Winter Trails meeting tomorrow.
What are we dating?
No, the.
I'm gonna,
Nordic-
I really
one
want
of
to
the
know.
blocks in the PE classes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They love that.
I think we need to do more work with making sure families know